Welcome to kidsacademy.mobi.
Hello, welcome back. Today we have a new worksheet that is lots of fun. The name of our worksheet is called Find the Rule. The directions say check the correct rule for each function machine. So what we've got here is each one of these little different colored boxes are our function machines, and what we have to do is we have to find the rule that makes sense for each one of these machines. So let's start with the first one. We're going to start with this green function machine right here, and it says input and output on the other side. So input is what we start with in our machine. So let's start with that first number right here, the number 4, and our output is going to be 8. That's what we come out with when we're all done with our machine. So I'm going to turn this into an equation, and I'm going to have 4 at the beginning and 8 at the end of my equation. But what I need to figure out here is the rule that makes sense. What do we need for 4 to become 8? We have to find that rule. And we have a few options. We've got +3, +4, or +5. And you might already know the answer to this, but let's go through and see what makes sense. So let's first start with the top number. 4 + 3 equals 8, okay? Does that make sense? 4, let's count on 5, 6, 7. Is that right? No, that one's not right, is it? So I know that that's not the correct answer. So I'm going to try again. Let's try the next one. We've got +4. 4 + 4 equals 8. Does that make sense? Well, I know that that's correct because I remember my doubles. 4 + 4 equals 8. So I know that's the correct answer, and that makes sense on our first equation, but the rule that we pick has to make sense for each one of these equations in our function machine. So I'm going to go on to the next one, and I'm going to plug this in because I think it's +4. So I've got 9 + 4 equals 13. Does that make sense? Well, let's check. I'm going to count 4 up from 9, so I'm actually going to draw 4 dots. So I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that correct? Yeah, that also works. So I'm sure it's going to work down here, but it's always a good idea to go back and make sure. So I've got 3 + 4 equals 7, okay? So once again, I want to check. I'm going to count up from 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So this is my rule or my answer for this function machine right here, okay? So let's go on to the next one. Let's go to the purple one. We're going to start with 8. That's our input. We have to do something to 8 to make it equal my output, which is 6. All right, so I want to use my logical thinking. I want to think about what makes sense. If I have 8 and I end up with 6, that already, even if I don't know the answer, gives me a clue about the equation, okay? I know that I'm going to subtract to get 6, right? So I'm going to start with 8. I have to subtract or take away to get a smaller number. So I know it's going to be a subtraction. I know that for sure in my head, but I'm not sure, is it 2 or is it 4? So let's just plug in this first one right here, okay? 8 minus 2 equals 6. And let's go ahead and draw this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? And then I'm going to take away 2. 1, 2, and then I'm left with 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm left with 6. So that is the correct answer, but I want to make sure that it works on all of them. So I'm going to do 11 minus 2 equals 9. Let's see if this makes sense. Let's draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to take away 2. 1, 2, and I'm left with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is also correct. Let's do it again here. We've got 16, okay? We need to take away 2 is what we think it is, and that should leave us with 14. So does that make sense? 6 minus 2 is 4, 6, 5, 4, yep. And then we just bring the 1 down, so that is our answer. That is correct. So our answer is -2. Okay, now let's go down to our orange function machine down here, and we start with the number 10, okay, and we do something to get 3. What are we going to do? Are we going to take away 7? Are we going to add 7? Or are we going to subtract 8? What do you think the answer is going to be? At least what sign are we going to use? We start with 10, and then we end up with 3. Are we adding or subtracting? We are going to subtract, right? We have to subtract to get a lesser number than the number we start with. So I know it's either going to be -7 or -8. Let's start with the first one, -7. Let's see if this makes sense. Let's plug it in. Let's draw it out, or you know what? We could count on our fingers, couldn't we? Because it's 10 and we got 10 fingers. So let's do this. 10 minus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which leaves us with what? 1, 2, 3. So is that correct? Yes, that is the answer. So I think that's going to be my rule, but let's try it again for 14. So 14 minus 7 equals 7. Does that make sense? Actually, I know that that makes sense because I remember my doubles. 7 plus 7 equals 14. And you remember that rule where everything kind of goes together? So that lets me know that 14 minus 7 equals 7. So I know that that one's already correct. I just knew that one. Let's go to the next one. The next one is 18 minus 7 equals, or should equal, 11. Okay, let's go ahead and count this out. Let's just draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now we're going to subtract 7, so count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should be left with 11 if this is correct. So we've got 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So that is the correct answer. It is minus 7. So I'm going to put a check right over here. We're almost done. We're halfway through here. Let's go into the next one. The next one is 3, and then we have to do something to it to get the number 8. Are we going to add or are we going to subtract? 3 to 8, we go up, right? We have to add. So we're going to add something. I know that, but I'm not sure what. Let's find the 2 we've got here. We've got 4 and we've got 5. Let's start with 4 and see if that works. That's the first one that I see. So 3 plus 4 is 8. I don't know. Let's count. We've got 3. We have to add 4. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Nope, that's not right, is it? So that's not the right answer. So I'm going to try again. I still know it's an addition one though, so let's see. Is there another option over here? Yep, there's 5. Let's add 5. We've got 3. We're going to count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So that's probably going to be the answer, but let's just double check. Let's do 10 and then something is going to equal 15. Okay. I'm gonna think that it's 5, and actually, you know what? I already know that it's 5. You know how I know? Because I know how to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 10 plus 5 is 15, right? That's our next number, so I already know that's correct. What about 12 plus 5 equals 17? Is this the right answer? Well, let's just add it up to the side. 12 plus 5. Okay, I know 5, 6, 7. And then 1 is 17, so that's right. So this is my answer in this particular function machine is plus 5. I'm going to put the check right over here. And then I'm going to go down to my blue one. I've got input. Input starts with 2. We do something to it to get 13 equals 13. Are we adding or subtracting 2 to 13? We're going to add, right? Because it's a bigger number. So what am I going to add? Am I going to add 10 or 11? What do you think it is? Well, I know that if you take 10 and add the number to it, it's going to look a lot like this number. I think 10 plus 2 is going to be 12, so I'm going to think that it's 11. Let's try 11 and see if that's right. 11, I'm actually going to add on 2, so 11, 12, 13. Is that correct? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? So it's probably going to be correct with the rest of them. I want to double check at least just one more to make sure. So 5 plus 11 equals 16. Is this right? I don't know. Let's write it over here. I like to start with 11 plus 5. Okay. It's the same thing where they put the 5 or the 11. And then 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring down the 1 is 16. So that's right. I know this is right. I'm not even going to check the last one. Once you get the hang of it, I think sometimes you can skip and not do every single one. But it's good to check at least one more. So I think this is correct. We've got plus 11 right here. Okay. And then we've got one more function machine. You're doing an awesome job. Let's do the next one. We've got 9. And then we have to do something to it to get, oh my gosh, 0. Just 0. What do you think that it's going to be? You might already know the answer to this because there's kind of a rule with 0. If we have 0, okay, and we end with 0, we have to take away that exact number to get 0, right? So we've got 9. We have to do something to get 0. I think that it's going to be 9. Okay, so let's try this. 9 minus 9 equals 0. Okay, and I'm going to do this on my fingers. I've got 9. I have to take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So I'm left with 0. So this is right. This is the right answer for this one. So now I have to see if it works with another one. This one's kind of tricky. Let's do 16 minus 9 equals, or it should equal, if we're right, 7. Okay, let's draw this one out with our dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we're going to take away 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should be left with 7. I've got 5 up here. 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Yeah, we got it right, didn't we? So I know that -9 is the correct answer. If we want to check one more just to be sure, we've got 18 minus 9 equals, and it says it's 9. And actually, I know that one's right because I know my doubles. 9 plus 9 equals 18. So if I take 18 and subtract 9, it's going to equal 9. So we did an awesome job today. Thank you for working through this with me and finding your rule for your function machines. Great job. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.